Welcome if this your first time on the channel. Today we are listening to Rich Paul talk about Miami Heat and the Big Three. He is saying it wasn't a Big Three. It was just a Big Two. They are trying to rewrite history, and it's two reasons why they are trying to do that. We're going to get into that after we listen to the video. And then we're going to play a video of Chris Bosh talking, and it's going to tell you exactly why they don't like Chris Bosh. But let's listen to this video. Make sure you subscribe if this is your first time here. Click that like button. That's how they push the video. Or hit the dislike button if you're a LeBron stan. But let's go.
I always love a Big Two. I don't really love a Big Three. I don't really, people talk Big Three, but the Big Three thing has never really worked. And you say, well, what happened in Miami? That wasn't really a Big Three. There was three guys that went in the lottery and they did really well individually on their team. So they put up big numbers and had big accomplishments. But when you think about it, Bosh was an ultimate professional. He took a back seat and he played a role in which, because he had such a high IQ and he was such a professional as an individual, his approach to everything is what made that work. When you look at Boston, okay, you can say Ray Allen and Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce was a Big Three. Again, thinking about names, but the way that offense was ran, Rondo's capability during that time, it was a lot different. When you seen people go for that, it never really worked.
Okay, he done. Now, of course it was a Big Three. You got three guys that was drafted in the same class, top 5, linking up together. Them same three guys the year before in 2010, all three of those guys was top 5 in player efficiency rating. Chris Bosh was literally averaging a double-double, 24.6 points, 10.8 rebounds. The year before, he's averaging a double-double. If you did that, if you made that adjusted for pace for this time, he'd be averaging 28 points, 12 rebounds, 13 rebounds. Do you think that's an elite player if somebody was in the league currently today, averaging 28 points, 12 or 13 rebounds? That's an elite player. It's a Big Three. It don't matter what his stats was when he was on the team. He's still one of the top guys at his position in the league. So he can compete with everybody in the league. You might say, yo, it's a couple guys better than Chris Bosh at power forward in 2011. But he can compete with whoever you think is better than him. That's why it's a super team, because you got 5 positions out there. For majority of the positions, 3, they actually have people that's better than majority of the league or can compete with everybody at that position in the league. It's a super team. Now, one thing he did say that I liked was the duo thing. I like duos too. It's 2 stars and great role players around them. I think that's when the league is at its best. LeBron didn't want just a duo. He didn't want to just get one guy. He wanted a super team so he could win championships. So that's what he did. Now they are trying to rewrite history because, one, it hurts LeBron's case for the greatest player of all time if you are saying, yo, he had to stack the deck to win championships. But he did have to stack the deck to win championships. When he went to them finals 8 straight times, he was supposed to. He had the best team in the league. All but the last 2 years when Golden State got Kevin Durant. But those first 6 years, he had the best team in the league. He should have won the championship. Like, come on, dog. He went to the finals because he was better. His team was better than everybody else. And it wasn't close. Miami Heat was up here. The next best team, down here. Cleveland Cavaliers with Kyrie and Kevin Love was up here. The next best team, down here. And yes, both of those were Big Threes. Both of those were super teams. Kevin Love was doing similar stuff to Chris Bosh in Minnesota the year before he went to Cleveland. LeBron stacked the deck to win championships. That's what he did. You can't rewrite history now. Now, they going at Chris Bosh and saying this publicly because Chris Bosh is one of those players that always kept it real about this guy, Kobe Bryant. They hate that because people try to compare him to Michael Jordan, but they hate when it's players that come out and go, nah, man, when I was playing, Kobe was that guy. That's why I made that video of Grant Hill saying, yo, Kobe was the best player I ever faced. Kevin Durant, Kobe and Mike, they like 1 and 2. This is what Kevin Durant said. They like 1 and 2, 1A, 1B. This is what KD said. LeBron hates when players do that. So let's listen to Chris Bosh with Shannon Sharpe. And one, I wish y'all could have seen Pat McAfee face in that last clip with Rich Paul, but I can't show the actual video because then they'll block it. But Pat McAfee was looking like it wasn't a big three. When are people saying that now? Shannon Sharpe facing this is even worse because he looking at Chris Bosh like, uh-oh, I didn't know you was going to say that. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. Now let's listen to this video. It's Shannon Sharpe and Chris Bosh. Let's check it out.
So what are some of your best memories about the '08 team? Obviously, you're around D-Wade, Melo, LeBron. You guys came in the same draft in '03, so you're very familiar with each other. Kobe was on that team also.
Kobe was
there, CP3. So what are some of your best memories about that, besides winning, obviously?
And even how you asked the question. You had this player, a bunch of people that was losing in the Olympics, by the way. And then he go, Kobe was on that team. Come on, dog. He was the best player on the team.
Memory of winning.
Yeah.
So what are some of your behind the scenes memories?
Hanging with Kobe, of course. We went to the village quite a bit. I want to say every other day we had built this thing where we would play. The next day we practiced and then go hang out at the village. But just to hang out at the village, see the spirit of the games, talk to the people, eat in the mess hall, eat the same food. And like seeing how big Kobe was. Because, LeBron is, Kobe's the guy, and LeBron, and he's like, okay, he's the guy you can touch. You can't touch Kobe.
Right.
LeBron, you can touch, kind of. And he's on his way, and like, he's one of the best in the world. But then Kobe was around, and it was just, the way people reacted to that guy was crazy.
See, he is clearly making a distinction between LeBron and Kobe. He's saying Kobe was the better player. You had LeBron, he was touchable, he's on his way, but then you got Kobe. And people was going crazy. So he letting you know, people were more excited to see Kobe Bryant than LeBron James in 2008. And Kobe was the best player. Now, me watching in 2008, I already know that. I know Kobe was the best player. I watched the blue and white game, Olympic game. I remember watching that with my cousin, and LeBron had a block because LeBron is athletic, but that don't make him the best player. Just because he's the most athletic don't make you the best player. So LeBron had a block because he's athletic. And then Kobe destroyed LeBron down the stretch of that blue and white game. My cousin got all excited when the block happened, and I was like, okay, we're going to see how it's going to play out because they aren't even teams. So that's why it mattered to both of us, because we're watching Kobe with an even team now, and then we're watching LeBron with an even team, and they're playing each other. Well, Kobe bust LeBron up down the stretch, hit the game-winning shot, and then locked LeBron up on the other end. And I was telling him, like, dawg, that's Kobe. He the best player in the world. They gonna win gold medal this year because now they got the best player in the world. That's what was going on. And after he won the gold medal, then he won 2 championships and finals MVP back to back without another top 75 player. Kobe beat a super team without having a super team in 2010. They are trying to rewrite history like, oh, they didn't have a big three after that. And then they be acting like they created the big three because of the Boston Celtics. Kobe just showed you, yo, dog, you didn't need a big three to beat them. I just beat them without a big three. It can be done. Now they hate that Chris Bosh is not afraid to come out and say the truth. Like, nah, Kobe was the best player when we got in the league. He came in same draft as LeBron. LeBron was the first pick. Chris Bosh was like the 4th pick, if I'm not mistaken. They came in same draft. He knows Kobe was the best player in the league for the first 8, 9 seasons LeBron was in the league. They know that, but they hate that they come out and say stuff like that. And I'm going to do another video because Chris Bosh then shown respect to Kobe plenty of times and will let it be known. Yo, dog, Kobe was the truth. He was the best player in the world in them 2000s, man. The reason this is a problem is because it's people like Rich Paul. It's people like Nick Wright. It's people like Chris Broussard. It's people like even Stephen A. Smith, Shannon Sharp. They try to rewrite history and say goofy stuff like when LeBron first stepped in the league, he was the best player in the league. No, he was not. It wasn't just Kobe either. It was more players better than LeBron. He didn't just step in the league and was the best player in the league. That didn't happen. Now, that guy, Randy Bosh, he stepped in the NFL and was the best wide receiver in the league. He's the only guy I ever seen do something like that. But no, LeBron didn't do that in basketball. Not even close. And they hate when people will come out and say it. So now they trying to discredit Chris Bosh and say it wasn't a big 3. It was a big 3. But y'all let me know. What's y'all thoughts on this? Do you think it was just a duo now? We gonna rewrite history like that? Put it down in the comments. As always, if this your first time here, make sure you sub to the channel. Check out the other content. Click that like button. Y'all be easy. Be safe. Peace.